Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Now if you're new here, hi, my name is Lavinia and I make makeup, skincare, and beauty videos multiple times a week. So if that's something you're interested in, I'd love for you to join my channel by hitting the big red subscribe button and also turning on my post notifications. In today's video, we're going to be trying out a new makeup product that just launched, which I'm so excited about. Now this is the Physicians Formula Butter Collection X Weylie, and this is what the palette looks like right here. Now I've been a huge lover of Physicians Formula face products for so long, so when I saw this palette launch, I was really excited to try it out. Weylie is a YouTube creator. She collabed with Physicians Formula to come out with this palette. Now when I first opened this, I was like, oh my goodness. So it features 2 highlighters, 2 blushes, and 2 bronzers. So I'll just take this packaging off. So here we are, and here she is right here, and let's just read what the palette says. So it has been my dream to partner with Physicians Formula to create this butter collection palette featuring some of my all-time favorite butter shades, plus a few I created just for you. I love that it's easy to mix and match to create an effortless sunset-inspired glowing look. Have fun creating your own butter look, sisters. That's so cute. So I have also been a longtime lover of Physicians Formula butter products. I've gone through at least like 4 of these butter bronzers, and mine is currently broken. I have to get a new one. But this one in the shade bronzer has been one of my favorites. It's such a nice neutral bronzer that you can use as a contour and a bronzer. So good. And I love the smell of these. They have like that coconutty, beachy type smell to them, so I really like that. I've also been loving their butter blushes. This is one of my favorites in the shade Vintage Rose. I use this like on a daily basis. These are like the best formula too. They glide on so nicely, and they have like this satin feel to them where they're not completely matte, but they have a bit of a glow, so they make your skin look really pretty. So overall, one of my favorite bronzer and blush formulas ever. I also want to mention, I think the price is really amazing. The palette retails for $14.99 on Physicians Formula website, and like the regular butter bronzer is $15, and then a blush is just a little bit under that. So I think you're getting a lot for your money because you're getting 6 different shades in this palette. So overall, I think it's an amazing price. So when I saw this palette, I'm like, oh my goodness, all my favorite things in one. So let's go through some of these shades. So we have butter bronzer in the shade Deep Bronzer, and this is going to be a little deeper than the one I've used. So I'm excited to try this out and give myself more of a bronzed up look. So this is the butter bronzer. Then we also have the shade Sunset Bronzer, and this one does have a bit of shimmer in it, and it's a little bit lighter and a bit more cool tone. I'm excited to even use this on days where I'm not wearing like any face makeup and just put it on. And then for the blushes, we have Apricot, which is like this beautiful peachy shade. I love my peachy blushes, so that will be really nice. And then we have the shade Wildflower, which is like a mauve. Looking at the palette, Apricot has a bit more of a sheen glitter in it, whereas Wildflower is definitely more matte. And then both of these are limited edition to the palette. Next, we have the Butter Highlighter, which is also a formula that I don't have on me, but I do enjoy as well. And we have the shade Whimsical, which is a mix of like gold and pink highlights, so you can kind of pick and choose. I'm really excited to try that out. And then we have the shade Golden Hour, which is a really beautiful like peachy highlight. I feel you could even kind of dust this all over the face or use it on the eyes. So those are all these shades in the palette. Overall, I'm really happy with how it looks. I feel like this would be the perfect palette to travel with, just because you have everything in here, and it is pretty like compact and stuff. So I'm definitely going to be using this for traveling and stuff, or even just pulling out to have all of my products all in one, all my favorite butter products from Physicians Formula. So now that we've gone through like the shades and everything like that, let's actually put this on and see how it works. Let's jump right into this palette and test it out. I do have my full makeup done except for like my face products, so my skin is looking a little bland. We definitely need to spice it up with these. This palette doesn't have a mirror, so I just had to grab one. I honestly don't mind when palettes don't have a mirror, because honestly it kind of makes them easier to travel with, and you don't risk like the mirror breaking and stuff. So I'm gonna start by doing a tiny bit of like contouring. I'm going to take the shade Sunset Bronzer because it's a little bit on the cooler side. We do have some kickback in the pan, which I don't usually experience. Just some light contouring with this. These do have like that nice sheen to them. Do a bit on the nose too. I want to really bronze up the skin, so I'm going to be going in with the shade Deep Bronzer, and I'm actually going to kind of mix it with Sunset. So yeah, these are giving me a bit of kickback in the pan. I'm going to go ahead and bronze up the skin. Go down the neck. I always use bronzer to match my foundation to my neck, so I'm just bringing this down. Continuing to mix those shades. Bring it up onto the forehead. I just love how like effortlessly these blend into the skin. They have to be the bronzers that I can put the least amount of work into, and they just do such a nice job themselves. Even if you're not really wearing any face makeup, like they don't really need a base to work with, which is really nice to see. And you can go more heavy-handed with them and then just blend them out really nicely. I really am enjoying those shades, and I'm happy I haven't tried them before and don't have them because now I have them in here. Let's try some blush. I'm gonna dip into the shade Wildflower, and I'm using a fan brush. I like using fan brushes or more of a stipple type brush. I just like how it fans the blush on nicer. That's a really pretty shade. And this has a bit of kickback as well. I do like going a little heavy-handed with the blush. And fan brushes are actually really nice because then you can kind of bring them up and lift your face rather than dragging down. Go on the other side too. Really just going in with the blush today. I'm gonna top it off with some of the apricot shade, so I'm just gonna flip my brush around and dip in here. I love that she included a cool tone blush and a warm tone blush, because then it's really going to appeal to more people. And I'm just bringing this onto my cheeks and my nose like usual. I'm obsessed with blush and I like using quite a bit of it. That's really pretty. Those blended out awesome. Alright, so now I'm going to dip into the highlight shades. I think I'm going to use this one up here, Whimsical. And I'm going to kind of swirl the two together. And from what I can see, it's definitely not a just spray over glitter. It literally irritates me so much when companies just do an overspray of the glitter, and I've had highlighters from Physicians Formula that have done that in the past, so I'm so happy to see that this one is not like that. But we're just gonna go ahead and highlight. Oh my goodness, is that pretty? It's like the perfect highlight because it's that mix between the gold and pink. Dip back in and go on the other side. Wow, it's definitely on the glittery side, but it looks good on the skin. It's not really emphasizing my texture too much, so pretty happy with it. I'm gonna go on the nose. There is the highlight on the skin. I'm really happy with that, and that was the shade Whimsical. Now this one I do think would be just a little too dark for my skin as a highlight, so I'm just going to use it as a blush topper today. So I'm going to dip in with my fan brush. Again, a little bit of kickback with the highlighters too, and I'm just going to very lightly go over my cheeks where I placed the blush. Okay, that's really pretty. It's just giving my cheeks a bit of that glow. I always recommend to do this with a highlight that's maybe a little too dark for you, especially since this highlight is more on that peachy side. It would pair really nicely with any of the two blushes, and you can just take a bit of it and kind of top off your blush for that extra dewy, glowy look, and it just turns out really nice. All right guys, so here is the skin with the bronzer, the highlight, and the blushes on. I really wanted to try out all the shades in the palette, and I think we did accomplish that. Alright guys, so I'm loving how my skin is looking super dewy and bronzed, and really like what she said in the palette, kind of that sunset glow. I'm really feeling that from this palette, especially with these highlighters that she picked. It really gives you that beautiful glow. I love the blushes. The formula to me is very much the butter bronzer formula. I would say the only thing is they're a little more powdery than mine, or maybe that's just like the first layer. I've just used mine for so long that maybe I'm just not like used to that. It's the only really difference I see. They blend out on the skin just like the regular butter bronzers, super smooth, super blendable, really nice pigment, but at the same time, as I said, they work really nicely on bare skin too, so you don't have to have a full face. I often use these on my bare skin and they work amazing. The highlighter is really nice, a bit on the glittery side, but they don't emphasize texture too much. I mean, if you have a lot of texture in this region, you may not like these just because they are more on that glittery side. They're definitely not like that glow from within sheen highlighter. These aren't like that metallic highlighter. They're right in the middle, so I think they're really nice. If you do enjoy your highlighter, I think you'll like these. And then with the blushes and bronzers, I just love how they are like more of a matte, but they kind of have that satin look towards them, so when they're on the skin, they don't look matte, they don't look flat. They give you a bit more shape and giving you that nice glow and livelihood to your skin. So I really enjoy the formula, and it's definitely one of my favorites, as I said. And this palette I also really liked. I think it's an amazing palette, and I love how it features like the best from Physicians Formula. I feel like you can do a lot with this palette, and I'm definitely going to be using it a lot. It's something I'm going to be reaching for and keeping up on my desk because I think it's very beautiful overall. I love the simple packaging with just the green like palm leaves. Very, very beautiful presentation, and also very great product in here. I also do like how she included some different shades from what Physicians Formula has in their regular line, because then if you already have those products, you know, you can try this out and have some new shades on the side and not just the same ones you already have. And overall, I love these shades that she picked out. I think they're very versatile, like how she has a lighter and deeper highlight, and then the two different toned blushes, a warm tone and a cool tone. And then same with the bronzer, she has one a lot more warm tone than the other. So I think there's a lot of variety in here, and I'm definitely really enjoying this palette, and I'm gonna be using it a lot. That's really my review on the Physicians Formula Butter Collection X Weylie. I really enjoyed this product. Let me know down below in the comments if you've tried it and what your thoughts are. But I hope this video was helpful. If you guys were looking for a review on this palette, I would definitely recommend it if you like the butter formula from Physicians Formula, because this is like everything in one, all the great things in one palette. So I really, really enjoyed it. But anyways, I hope you're having a fantastic day or night whenever you're watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and also make sure to turn on my post notifications so you get notified every single time I upload a new video. Yeah, that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.